Mic check. Can you guys hear me? Okay, well, my levels say you can. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Flight Sim, guys. Today, we are going to be hopping back on to the cockpit of an F16 Hornet. Out of all the aircraft I play in DCS, and Chonri has liked the stream. Thank you so much. This is the aircraft that I hate the most. And that's probably because of my lack of familiarity with it. I mean, I collectively probably only have 20 hours of flight time with the F16, and it takes getting used to, especially if you're coming from like the F18 or the A10. So for this mission, we are going to be playing a campaign called Eastern Friendship. So it's actually a port from an F18 mission. And on this mission, what the task is that we are to attack a Russian military, airfield in Sukhumi, and it's going to be a sneak attack, kind of like Pearl Harbor, sort of, I would say. It will house like what do you call this, like a weapon storage bunker, which is our primary target, and it's going to be a combined coalition mission where we will have a multitude of aircraft taking part in the mission. So we have a couple of Marine F-18s. We are going to be assisted by Harriers as well. And of course, we have like seed missions from F-16s from Kotasi Air Force Base. And our primary mission will be to destroy that weapon storage bunker. That is it. You know what I mean? For this mission, we are going to be using CCIP, or continuously calculated impact point. So it's going to be dive bombing. It's not something I'm very good at, but we'll try. But yeah, so that's essentially the mission. So again, we are to maintain radio silence, I believe, is what the mission requires. And we are going to be listening in for several code words. So that's basically what the mission says, right? So our call sign for this mission is Colt 51. Our go word would be or like push word. I don't know what you call that. Is Toyota. So we need to listen to a radio transmission from Magic, who is going to be the ground commander the overall commander, I should say, for this mission. And at that point, we're going to be pushing off. So that's what's going to be that's what we're going to be doing. Amil X Prasad, hey, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. All right, so let's get started. Let me repeat or restart this mission because I've spoken too much. So let's fly again. And we're going to be doing a cold and dark start. And again, I haven't done this in a while, so hopefully I don't forget anything critical. Alright, Eastern Friendship, let's go. Let me turn on my flashlight because it's a little bit dark still. I believe it's a battery. There we go. Switch that to main power. Jet fuel to start 2. There we go. So that should effectively engage our engines. If I did that correctly, at least. There we go. Spooling up here. Let's see if here. Let's uncage our artificial horizon. Maybe later. It's not working. Okay. Let that spool up a little bit. I'll prepare a couple of things here on our right panel. Mainly stored heading on INS, which we will later wait to align and then move to nav. So that should give us inertial navigation. Okay, so I'm going to move the throttle idle now on my engine. If I did that correctly, it should spool. So there we go. It's continuing that cycle. At this point, we are going to close the canopy. Lock that. Armor ejection seat. Take care of a couple of things here. MMC on. MFD, UFC, map is not used in this model. Data link on. Okay, so that's good. Couple of other things that we need to set up here is our hardpoint. I think we are using a TGP, so we're gonna use this. Radar altimeter on. DED data. There we go. Barrow for our radar for now. We'll switch to day. Test step. Let's just turn this on. Right, sure, that should take care of it. After that, we need to turn our radar warning receiver. Turn on our countermeasure suite. So we have, let's select semi-automatic. Let's turn on shaft and flares. In fact, we can turn off the rest, but I'm going to leave that open for now. So you can see the Marine Hornets, taxiing now we should depart after them. Okay, so I think we're good to go. We're going to turn up our HUD and wait for alignment. So we're almost ready for, with our alignment. This counts down to, I would say, the acceptable, I guess, accuracy would be around 10. So let's wait for that to happen. Okay, we can turn off my flashlight now because we have sufficient lighting. SMS, let me walk you through our loadout for this mission. So we have MK-84 bombs on our inner pylons here. As you can see, we have a symmetrical load. We have another MK-84 here, which is a 2,000-pound bomb, if I remember correctly. And we have 2X AMRAAMs, AIM-120Cs on our wingtips, and in our inner, one of the inner pylons or hardpoints, we have 2X sidewinders. It's a pretty balanced loadout. If we need to engage aerial threats, so we can do that. But our primary mission for today would be to destroy that weapons bunker. And again, this is going to be a low altitude, mission. We'll need to sneak in there to avoid any radar detection that might occur. And, we're going to pop up the last second, and then we're going to drop those bombs using CCIP mode. All right, I think we're good. So as far as, the INS would go, it's already aligned. So I'm going to switch this now to nav, and that should take care of that. Okay, a couple of other things that we need to take care of are... Yeah, I think we're good to go at this point. Okay? So we're going to start our taxi in a bit. So tune your channels to UHF Radio 10, channel 10, and VHF 1. So I'm switching my my comms here to 10, and switching my comms to 1 on this side. At this point, I'm also going to pin a couple of important charts here. So this is our target, that weapon storage facility there. I want to pin this as well, because this should give me guidance. And I would also pin this. And finally, I will pin the frequencies for Kotasi and the actual Kotasi chart, if I can find it. Kotasi, there we go. Kotasi, Kopitnari, yep, perfect. Pin. Alright, so we're good to go. And we're going to be taxiing in a bit. We are going to be taking off using Cat 3. Because we have external fuel tanks installed here. And I think we should be good at this point, right? Okay, let's get started. I'm going to scale down to around 30 nautical mile view. And we are going to be turning on our taxi lights and start taxiing. Well, that moved, so I'm off to a good start. I have very low standards with F16. Okay, our push time is 4:42. We're going to wait for the code words. Again, our code word or go word would be Toyota. There's a seed flight that's going to be ahead of us in this approach or this mission. And their code word would be Dragon. So we want to wait a couple of minutes before we push, simply because we want to make sure that the enemy air defenses, and they are going to be heavily defended, have been taken care of by the seed flights. Again, we have multiple aircraft participating in this sortie. We have... several Harriers, and we have a couple of F-18 Hornets as well. So the marine variants of the Hornets, right? Okay, so taxiing now. Okay. Okay, two's following us. We can't communicate with him. We are to maintain radio silence. So let me go back to my frag sheet here just to make sure I get it. So departure is waypoint number 1 or steer point number 1. And our marshal point would be waypoint number 2, which means that we are to hold at waypoint number 2. The instruction given to us is to maintain 1,000 AGL, and I believe that's a hard ceiling. We'd rather, not go above that, simply because we want to avoid radar detection, like I said earlier. Alright, let's get to it. I want to see refueling, said Emil X. Prasad. Nah, dude. That's why we bring external fuel tanks with us. I don't want to do refueling. I have 20 hours on this aircraft. I don't even know how to operate a lot of its weaponry. And we're holding short of runway 07 here. Or is it 25? Yep. And lining up. Should be clear for takeoff. Again, we are to maintain an altitude of below 1000 AGL. Okay, we're clear to go. Engage toe brakes. Light up our cans. And just let it loose. Okay. Disengaging nose wheel steering. Could rotate at around this speed. Disengage our landing gear. And start making our way to waypoint number 1. Okay, a little bit too high here at 1,200 feet, so let me sink. Sonny Tobias, I like the stream. Thank you so much, Sonny.
Altitude. Altitude.
I don't want to exceed 480 knots. Wow, this thing is fast. I keep on saying that because I'm super amazed by it. Being used to the Hornet, that's the fastest aircraft I've flown in DCS. Okay, 1,000 feet. Approaching steer point number 1, at which point we are going to bank left to meet steer point number 2. And that's going to be our Marshall point.
Altitude. Altitude.
Flying really low here. Dominic Sutter has liked the stream. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Okay, switching to steer point number 2. I'm going to make a left bank here. Again, if you just joined us, we are executing a precision strike. It's going to be a surprise attack on Russian facilities. Our mission for today would be to destroy a weapons facility or a weapon storage facility using MK-84s or 2,000-pound iron bombs. I don't want to call them dumb bombs. It's not politically correct. All right. So let's proceed to go steering select, and we are going to go altitude hold. So that should take care of autopilot. We're going to go stealth at this point, turning off our formation lighting and switching to covert. So that should get rid of all our exterior lights. You can see. Turn it all off. Still have a couple of lights on. I wonder why that is. So aerial refueling. Did that take care of that? Yep, it did. All right, we're airborne and on our way. We are at a good 480 knots. That's fragged. Waypoint number 2 is Marshall, the Marshall point. So we are going to be hovering there. You can see on my fire control radar there are multiple aircraft ahead of us, and they are at the Marshall point already. So they are holding their, for their designated push time. Our designated push time would be 4:42. So we have a couple of minutes, until we are to push. So the goal word that we're looking for is Toyota, and we are going to be maintaining this altitude of below 1,000 feet, or Angels 1. We are currently at Caribs 8.6 at this point. I've always complained about not having this sensation of speed in DCS, unless you're doing VR. But I've always played flat. I mean, I tried VR a couple of times, but it's just not my cup of tea, right? But I can tell you that on the F16 you can feel it. Look at my peripheral vision, you can see, like, the scenery go by, and that gives you like a sensation of speed, which is pretty cool. Okay. So 2 is right there. We can't communicate with him at this point. We are supposed to maintain radio silence. Okay. So I need to mind the terrain here because we're flying pretty low. Lars Hansen has shared the stream. Thank you so much, Lars. Appreciate that. Okay, multiple aircraft here, like I said. So we have F-16s. We have a flight of 4 F-16s, I believe. We have... What else do we have? Let's cycle through them. Support aircraft, of course. So we have Harriers. And you have a couple of F-18 Hornets. So this is going to be a massive mission. We need to destroy that weapons facility. In the frag sheet, it says that if we're to fail to hit our target, we could try to strike a secondary target, which is an airbase adjacent to that warehouse, where we are to strike ground fighters, or at least fighters on the ground, I should say. There's no such thing as a ground fighter. What the hell is that? There's some serious low flying, said Lars Hansen. Yep, that's true. If you just joined us, we are doing a sneak attack a la Pearl Harbor, against the Russians. We are to strike a weapons storage facility to be exact. And our hard ceiling for this sortie would be 1,000 AGL. I'm currently flying at 920 feet, but at the same time, the terrain is not like at sea level. It's probably higher. That's why I'm much closer to the ground. So isn't really 920 feet. This is more like 200 feet, if you look at it. So approaching waypoint number 2 here. I don't want to snag a power line here, so let me just pull up a little bit.
Pull up.
I gotcha. Above 1,000, so I'm going to adjust a little bit. So this is our Marshall point. We're going to hold pattern here for now at 470, 480 knots or something like that until our push time. Our push time is 5 minutes from now. So in the area, you can see a couple of aircraft. If you look at this side, there's a couple of F-18s holding pattern as well, waiting for the push time. It's going to be a concerted attack. And I do need them because they are going to be our suppression of enemy air defenses. They need to take care of the SAMs in the area first, so I can focus on striking that one target. The Harriers are going to be taking care of the ground or the parked fighters and bombers. Let's just say parked aircraft on an adjacent airfield. And we are to hold this, pattern until we reach push time. And we receive the code word, which is Toyota. Let's enjoy the scenery here in Georgia first. I've never flown this low, honestly. The only time I see the ground like this is when I got shot down. A couple of times. Okay, monitor my fire control radar as well, but I don't expect enemy presence in this area. This is our Marshall point.
All stations, this is Magic. Dragon, Dragon, Dragon.
So we're Dragon. That means the suppression of enemy air defenses flight are to proceed. So they're pushing at this point. Okay, just need to control my my altitude here, to make sure I don't crash into trees. That's gonna be embarrassing, and frankly, a waste of time. All that preparation, all that cold and dark start nonsense, only to crash into trees. Okay, waiting for our push word here. Okay, I would say 3 more minutes. Some power lines out there, so I need to pull up a little bit, but I need to hug the terrain a little bit closer. Okay, let's sink below 1,000 feet now. It's possible. It's feasible at this point. See a couple of aircraft in the Marshall point still. Right ahead of me, there's a couple of, F-18 still. I know. 440, we have 2 minutes until push time. Currently hugging the train at like 460 knots. And I haven't dropped any ordnance yet. And I'm super stressed right now already. It's insane. This is what I hate about F-16 missions.
Magic. Toyota, Toyota, Toyota. Magic.
Okay. That is our go word, so we're going to proceed to waypoint number 3, which is our push point. Disabling my autopilot. And proceeding to steer point number 3. And a left-hand brake. Waypoint number 4, or steer point number 4, is our ingress point or initial point, which at which point we are to accelerate to 580 knots. Okay, so this is going to be a low-flying mission all the way.
Altitude.
Okay, so this is our push point. I'm going to switch to steer point number 4 and accelerate to 580 knots. Shoot, I don't even want to look there. It's crazy, dog. All right, here we go. There we go. So let's hug the train a little bit more. A little tighter here.
Altitude.
Again, 580 knots is our target speed. Some power lines. Let's try to avoid that. All right. Let me hand fly this thing. Master arm on. We are currently 23 miles away from steer point number 4, which is our initial point. And then we are going to reach our target, the primary target, at I would say like 20 miles after we overfly steer point number 4. And at that point, we are going to be dropping our bombs. Too fast here. I'm at 620 knots.
Altitude. Altitude.
All right.
Altitude. Altitude.
Approaching our ingress point. Switching to AG mode. Confirming my ordnance here. I am dropping 2 MK84s, single, no ripple. And that's it. That's actually set up. The fuse is set to nose and tail, which is what I like, or what we need at this point. Let's see. So let me switch to my MSD, or HSD, sorry. The terminology still confused me.
Altitude.
A little bit too fast here. We are 10 miles away from steer point number 4. And at that point, we are going to be switching to our main target. Dominic Sutter, is there also a high-res model of the F23 available in DCS? Would be great to see you flying in this model too, since Switzerland is going to buy them as a replacement for the F-18 Hornets. I don't believe so, but that is a very interesting aircraft. I hope they do, honestly. That's a very great, very, I guess, like, unique aircraft.
Altitude.
I'm sad to see that, you know, I guess, like, militaries are replacing the F-18. I mean, they have, I guess, like, upgrades coming by the way of the Super Hornets, right? But at the same time, I guess that's not exported by the United States.
Altitude. Altitude.
Okay. Approaching steer point number 4. And our target is steer point number 5. I'm switching to that right now. And I'm going to make a slight turn here while keeping below 1,000 feet. I hope I get this.
Altitude. Altitude. Altitude.
We have one shot at this, guys. Literally one shot at this. Alright? Continue hugging the terrain here until we get much closer to the target.
Altitude.
At which point I want to pop up to around like 3,000 to 4,000 feet and drop my MK84s. So let's see if I can do that. After we drop the bombs and assuming that we strike the target, we are to assist you know, other flights to see if we can render assistance to clear the airspace if there are any fighters that scramble. Fall down a little bit. 13 miles away. Whoa! That tree line almost got me.
Players Magic, be advised, MiG-29 launch activity, Sakumi. MiG-29 launching at Sakumi.
So
Magic out.
there are a couple of MiG-29s launching from the airbase that we're targeting. We've been made. I'm being locked. Deploying flares. Alright. 9 miles away. I'm still trying to hug the deck here.
Altitude.
After this ridge line right here, I'm going to pop up aggressively. And drop my bombs. I hope I do this correctly.
Colt 5-1, Magic 1-1.
6 miles away.
Group 21247.
And I am going to gain altitude here. Around 1,200 feet.
Fast flare.
Colt 5-1, Magic 1-1. Pop-up group 20145 at 1000, flanking.
Okay. Target's right there, 4 miles away. I'm going to begin my dive. Put my velocity vector right past it. So we can start to walk in this CCIP reticle that we have right here. Okay, this is going to be a fast pass. Okay,
Altitude. Altitude.
bombs away. And got it. So we got that target.
Magic 1-1. Pop-up group 14447 at 1500.
Starting to clear the airspace now.
Colt 5-1, Magic 1-1.
Switch to our fire control radar.
849
And switch to AA.
3500, flanking.
See a couple of contacts here. See one contact there.
Colt 5-1.
Let's try to engage.
1-1. Pop-up group 11846 at 1000. Colt.
Switch to 120Cs. And Fox 3. So you see a lot of activity below there. That's the secondary target, and it looks like the strikers got that facility as well. So that's good.
Altitude. Altitude.
Still a lot of targets there. Approaching this guy still. I don't think I got him with the 120Cs. I'm switching to Sidewinders now.
Fast
Being locked
flare.
by SAMs. Let me try to get this guy again with a 120C or an MRAM. I'll wait for him to get in range. Full afterburners at this point.
Colt 5-1, Magic 1-1. Pop-up group 30.
And Fox 3.
42 at 500 knots.
He's diving, he's trying to evade, switching to Sidewinders now.
Altitude. Altitude.
Oh, it's too low. That's too low. See a couple of aircraft shot down there. There's another one right here. So let's aim for this guy right here. Switching to Sidewinders, I'm out.
Fox 2!
Fox 2 is deploying flares there, and my missile was defeated. Great flying with this guy.
Fox 2!
Fox 2. There we go. You're not going to defeat that. You're going ballistic in a bit. Got him. So let's go. Alright, so egress. Switching back to my HSD. And I will be switching to waypoint or steer point 7 for our egress, if I remember correctly. Correct. And
Altitude.
we'll still maintain low level flying here. Okay. Just to avoid any contact. So we have a couple of SAMs to our 1 o'clock. We have a Hawk battery there. The rest of the signatures that are on my radar one and receiver are friendly. So we have M2 Mirages, F18s, and F16s. Okay, so
Altitude.
we're past waypoint 7.
Altitude. Altitude.
Now, what we're going to be doing is that we are going. Jason, a sea dress like the page. Thank you so much, Jason. Appreciate that. Anyway, we're going to proceed to waypoint number 8. Enoch Vistgard has sent 25 stars. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I could finally buy a new video card with all the stars you guys have been sending me over the last couple of streams. Just kidding.
Magic. Code 5-1 is front page, headlines, RTB.
Alright.
Colt 5-1 Magic,
Headlines
copy,
is
front page
basically
headline.
mission accomplished. That's our
Proceed
code
track
word.
6 mile initial runway 08 at Kutaisi.
Okay. So
Code
let's
5-1.
settle down a little bit here. We are 50 miles away from Kutaisi. That was a successful mission. We flew in low and fast, pop up the last second, and dropped our ordnance.
Past all players, we are partridge, partridge. Magic, all players, strike 2, partridge.
Strike 2 has also declared mission accomplished with the code word partridge.
Go to 9-1, gimmick. Magic,
So I'm going to engage autopilot at this point
and Magic's go to 9-2 is committed.
and maintain this altitude.
Magic,
Right.
Magic, go to 9-1, bomb hot. 9-1, Magic, say again.
To 40 miles. We have friendly ahead of us.
All aircraft, vacuum on strike. Firefly 3, northern Serbia.
Alright, wow, that was intense, guys. I mean, that went according to plan, but at the same time, the lead up to it is super stressful. Low level flying, popping up, and then dropping our ordnance on target.
Other players, partridge. Dagger 1-1, copy. Minus reporting, Scudder. Magic vacuum, confirm you copied. Firefly 3.
Okay, so
Firefly 3, no turn.
let's begin setting up now. Turning off autopilot for now, and slowing down a little bit.
All aircraft, vacuum on strike. Firefly 3, lock. Northern Serbia.
Okay, so a couple of things that we need to do. We're gonna need to turn back, turn our exterior lighting back on,
Magic.
normal, and set up our TACAN and ILS.
Copy, Firefly 3,
So
lock.
the TACAN for Kutaisi.
Goodbye 2. Magic.
Let me just look at my knee board right here. The TACAN is 44.
Magic.
ILS is 109.75. Alright, so let's set it up. So TACAN and ILS. It's 44x, enter. And our frequency would be 10975. 109er.75. Enter that. Course would be for runway 07 initial. We want course 68. Enter that. And you can hear the Morse code of Kutaisi being broadcast to me, so I know that I got that set up correctly. Right? So I want to fly at 1,500 feet, the same heading. And that should give us the final, I guess, like, the bearing for the final approach. And I also would have this thing right here. So the TACAN's right ahead of us. We're going to need to intercept that course line. And engage ILS. Just to get the AJS 37 Viggen already. First of all, I don't even know what a Viggen is. I've heard it mentioned a couple of times already. And the DCS community absolutely loves the Viggen. I'll tell you that. You know what I mean? I think the Viggen has some of I guess, like, the most effective air-to-air missiles out there as well. So definitely. But let me figure out the F16 first. After I am, I've become competent at the F16. If you guys haven't noticed, I'm fumbling a lot with this aircraft right now because I haven't really spent much time with it. I'll probably get the Viggen, but at the same time, guys, that Apache's coming, so I'm waiting for that. I think it's launching in December, so that's something to look forward to. I don't know. I just prefer how the F-18 looks over the F-16. That's just me. And at the same time, I think the F-16 is good. For like just fast and get the fuck out kind of missions, like what we did today. But I would think that the F-18 is a little bit more versatile. It's a platform that can deploy much more weapons than the F-16. For instance, the F-18 can deploy cruise missiles, at least in DCS. So I'm going to maintain 1,500 feet here. And we're going to switch to... Sorry. Let me just write in some of my consoles here. Switch to ILS. There we go. So we have our ILS information out. And again, I haven't even mastered how to land the F-16. It's a bitch to land, honestly. 6 miles away from final, 1,450 feet. After which we are going to switch to steer point 7. Or steer point 9, sorry. Here we go. Steer point 8 is right there.
Colt 5-1, turn direct to the airfield, contact tower, good day.
Tower.
5-1, direct the field and switching tower, good day.
Channel 3. Roger that. Enter.
Tower, Colt 5-1 with you inbound for runway 08.
Colt 5-1, tower, runway 08, the wind is 085 at 8, altimeter 29902, cleared the right-hand brake, runway 08.
Okay, so with the
Colt 5-1.
with the F-16, you would need to execute what they call a like an overhead brake. You can't land straight in. Procedure. I mean, I can, but I'd rather not. I want to follow procedure as much as I can. Extend our speed brakes here because we're a little bit too fast in this approach. We want to be below 300 feet. 300 knots at this point. Okay. A little foggy, so it's going to be difficult to see the field. There we go. Retracting our speed brakes. And this is good. There's the field. We're gonna do a right-hand brake as instructed by Tower. So we should hear the runway threshold audible here as we cross this threshold. And then we're going to brake right and start trimming. There we go. Engaging my my speed brakes again. Throttling down. Gears down. Landing lights on. And I can brake right. Start trimming. Lots of aft trim here. Lots of trim. Take a look at the airfield right there. Want to make sure we got it. Trimming up some more. Field's adjacent to us now.
Colt 5-1,
we're parallel.
gear down, clear to land runway 08.
Colt 5-1, clear to land 08.
Okay, level out. And start decreasing our speed so we can sink a little bit. Okay, time to meet that E bracket right there. Want to maintain like 170 knots at least. There we go. Fields right there. My trim is still messed up. There we go. Fields right there. Michael Lachine has liked the stream. Thank you so much, Michael. Okay. A little bit too high on this approach, so I'll have to sink. And I will make a break it a bit. And break. That's good. I know. Just add a little bit more throttle there. Chase those needles. I have no idea where the field is right now. I'm gonna trust the needles. So foggy. I hope I don't case this landing. That would be embarrassing. Okay, here we go. No, seriously, where is the field? Totally lost it in the fog. Bro, seriously. What a noob mistake. Let me try to find it with my HSD. Ah, my goodness. I'm terrible at this. Let's try it again. Let's try that again. And I'm like sinking very low. Everyone's like, okay. Everyone's probably thinking, what the hell is that guy doing? There's the steer point. I just couldn't see the field. 1 second. Let me try it again. I totally lost it on my brake. Ah, here we go. I got it. It's right there. Throttle up. Aim for that threshold right there. Disengage AA because that's confusing the hell out of me. Velocity vector should be below that point right there. There we go. A little windy. I crashed! No, I didn't. I blacked out a little bit. So that's good. Braking.
51, exit left and contact ground.
Colt 5-1.
That was fucking intense. Even the landing on this thing was intense. And we have a Hornet ahead of us. I thought I had the approach assigned to me. Alright, engage nose wheel steering. Speed brakes retracted at this point. Of course it's great. It's Swedish, says Lars Hansen. Man, that was a horrible landing. I got lost in the fog. That's embarrassing. Alright, so let's taxi to the end of the runway. This my hangar is right there. Those Hornets are back. You know, they were part of the sortie as well. And they were the flight responsible for attacking the secondary target adjacent to that weapons warehouse that they attacked. So we're back on the ground here. Switching to taxi lights now. I will tell you this though, I need more practice on this aircraft for sure. Okay. Tune left radio to channel 2. Enter.
Ground, Colt 5-1, taxi to park.
Colt 51, taxi into parking. Welcome back.
Colt 5-1.
Glad to be back. I almost didn't make it too. The strike on Sukhumi was a success. Great job to all involved. Russian state TV has indicated the president has stepped down due to health reasons. Intelligence indicates that the prime minister and the commander of the Russian Black Fleet have possibly performed a bit of internal coup at the Kremlin. There will be a ceasefire in effect in the theater effective 11 a.m. local. You may safely exit the mission now. Royalty-free music from Ben Sound. Alright, well, yeah, that was a fun mission. You know, definitely the intensity of it didn't come from the actual combat, but the lead up to it. The atmosphere was great. I'll tell you that. And that's what it is. I mean, the difference between like Ace Combat and simulators like this is that the stress that you're going to get most likely are, you know, from the events leading up to the actual, you know, mission or objective, right? So flying low below 1,000 feet for most of the mission and having like a very narrow window to pickle off my MK-84s, that was intense. And then of course we had to clear the airspace of, you know, enemy aircraft. And then find the airbase with a fog overlay, which number one isn't a good you know, thing if you just clock in like less than 20 hours of flight time in an F16. I don't know how to do it. I just didn't know. In an F18 I know, I mean, there's TACAN, there's ICLS and that kind of thing. I mean, they have ILS here as well, but I couldn't get a, you know, proper read on it. And the trim on this thing is much different. You need to trim it a little bit differently. All right, so we'll park here now. Alrighty. Parking. Alright, engage parking brakes. INS off. Turn on all of these avionics here. Hardpoint off, FCS off, radar altimeter off. Okay, whatever, that works. And then at this point we're going to turn off our countermeasure suite as well. Turn this off. Okay. And lighting off. Turn off our HUD. And we can safely cut off power. Okay. Turn this off for the next pilot. Unlock our canopy. And turn off battery. Okay. Then we can turn open the canopy at this point. Alright, that would do it for tonight for me, guys. I mean, that was a very, like I said, like very stressful mission. Again, but all of the missions I've flown so far with the F16 are super stressful. But you know, it was a good run. I mean, you know, we were able to accomplish our main objective. You know, we were able to clear the airspace. All of the aircraft, you know, in the sortie appears to have made it back, you know, to Kotasi, which is our home, you know, base. And the landing could use a little bit of work. I mean, actually, a lot of work. But we got home. Any landing you can walk away from is a good landing. If you can use the airframe again, that's a great landing, and we can. But yeah, I mean, I definitely need to practice more on landing the F-16. But very interesting campaign. I think the author of this campaign is still porting over some assets from the original F-18 Hornet mission and making it available for the F-16. But you know, if you know that is done, I'm definitely going to continue. You know, flying the F-16 and flying that particular campaign. So that's good. I mean, in any case, guys, that's gonna be it for me tonight. I hope you enjoyed that stream. It's a short and sweet stream. I hope to see you again on my next stream where I will be flying the A-10 Warthog. And you know, after that, I'm gonna hop back onto the cockpit of an F-18, and we're gonna be continuing our oil in the water campaign. And you know, it's gonna be like a good couple of streams. So you know, hopefully, and then we're gonna cycle back to the F-16. Boo! I hate this thing. Did I say that out loud? No, just joking. I've been saying it. I don't need to keep it to myself. Anyways, guys, thank you so much. I'll see you again soon. I'll end the stream now. And I hope you have a great rest of the week. And if you're still in a time zone where you are enjoying the weekend, I hope you enjoy the rest of what's left of your weekend. Thank you so much, and I'll see you again soon. Flight Sim signing out. See ya.